it's the north of Nandi County. I'm a born-again Christian. I'm an agribusiness management consultant. Also, I do farming. In as far as it's still small scale, I'm foreseeing a big future with large scale farming. I did my BSc in agribusiness management at University of Masai Mara, and when I finished, that's when I came back and realized that I need to use these skills that I learned from my 4-year study course at Masai Mara since I graduated in 2021. And so I realized that I can use these basics of economics to start my farming. And I realized that agribusiness at large is something that's dynamic. It's a sector that's dynamic. It is the one that propagates, or is the one that holds the Kenyan economy. And that's why I decided to venture into agribusiness. Also, what I like most is that when I finished my degree, I joined KENAF as a TOT. KENAF supports the farmers in terms of their voice, like with their motto like the voice of the farmers. And I realized this is the right channel to enter, so that I can be able to reach the various farmers with my skills through the TOT training by KENAF for the agribusiness entrepreneurship.
When did you develop the interest to become a farmer?
Okay, my interest in agriculture began back in when I finished my campus. Okay, let's not say when I finished, rather than when I joined the School of Business and Economics under agribusiness management. And therefore, I realized that this is economy, like the sector that's going to build our economy in as far as looking for a white collar job. The soil is where our dollars are, and I decided that this is the right thing to do in as far as agriculture is where we grew, like in our lifestyle. The parents use this agribusiness to teach us, and I realized that what if we can do something better? And that's why I joined the School of Agribusiness Management to learn the basics so that I can come and do smart agriculture.
So maybe you could tell us, how did you start? Why did you get your resources to be able to start your farm?
Okay, yeah. I remember when I was in campus, I received help loan, and I saved a bit. That was, and I decided that it's the right time to venture into agribusiness. That was in 2021. And it was massive. I went into a loss. All the savings that I had used to start my agribusiness, like I did cabbage farming, and it became a menace to me. Like there was a drought, and I was not able to manage the irrigation system by then, and therefore I lost hope. But later in 2021, I came and realized, no, it's like other businesses. We need to accept it's like defeat. In as far as we make losses, what about next time? What if I make losses? That's now in 2021 when I decided that now. Immediately I finished my campus, I joined a software company in Gurgaon, India, online. It was a virtual, and I was able to work as an SEO content writer. And that's where I saved my capital. And I say now, since I have all the knowledge and the equipment to start this agribusiness, that's where now I ventured into the real system of agriculture.
You could also tell us how your professional background is really helping you in growing your business as a farmer.
Thank you so much. The integration between my learnings and the real world practice of agriculture. The economic part and the management part of agriculture, because the course units that I took through, like that I did in my campus time, was very helpful in terms of economics, in terms of financial management. We have to balance the sheets like the other businesses. Also, I learned about soil science, and I came to realize that soil testing is important in agriculture. Also, in terms of economics and macro, we did what we call the agribusiness marketing, the niche, the mass market. Which market are you supposed to do? And if you can relate with the trainings that KENAF did to us also, you realize that you can identify the market the link between the economics and the market dynamics. You also learn the agricultural policies, those who set the pricing. There are those prices that you can decide on your own. It's through this, the integration between now my studies in those topics and agriculture is when I came to realize it's important to integrate the two.
When you are starting your farming venture or your agribusiness venture, what are the challenges you face and how are you able to overcome them?
You couldn't believe it. There are so many challenges in agriculture, but it takes a strong heart. You need to face all the problems that comes in. Like it's like a child. You give birth to a child, but you don't know what happens next. It's by course and a good planning. There are so many challenges. First, as I told you, in 2021 when I began my agriculture, through the savings that I made from my HELIP loan, I went to a loss, and the issue of now the climate change, we have the issue of technology, you have the low level of technology in terms of what to use in soil testing and so on. Also in terms of marketing. Last year now when I did the real agriculture now in 2021 when I restructured PAP, there were issue of resources, but now you have to look for opportunities. If you cannot be able to get the loan, you can decide to do some part-time other works and use the small savings to start this agribusiness. Like for instance, me, I started with the savings that I made from this SEO content writing company in Kurkaon, and I was able to manage the capital issue.
How profitable is agribusiness?
Wow, agribusiness is very profitable when you plan yourself well. You must have a business plan, good business plan. You should also consult those people, agronomists. Like expensive will bring you more income, because when you invest in something, you need to put more effort. Like it's more profitable for me. During my first time last year, now my financial year, I was able to accrue cumulative profits of 50,000, and after removing the cost of production, I was able to get accumulative profits of 50,000 from my, I did apple farming is what I'm starting to do now. It's in the farm, but I haven't sold that, but I sold now the maize. I was able to sell the maize and the cabbages, and also we have the pumpkins. I was able to sell pumpkins also because pumpkin is something that's in the market now. It's like you control the niche. But now it was in a testing phase, like it's a prototype. I was doing a prototype, and I was able to realize that in this coming year now we are in, I'm going to do it in last year, and I expect a maximum profits of more than 100K.
Maybe you could tell us, in your opinion, why do you think the youth are not engaging in agriculture, and what are things that can be done to have more young people engage in agriculture?
As you have said, we are now in use in agribusiness. Like we realized with Kenneth, I realized that they are championing more for the youths in agribusiness, and it's the right thing to go. These youths have the potential, they have the knowledge, they have the information technology with them, and you can realize that they need to be supported in terms of market structures. Like they can be assisted in terms of when registering the cooperatives. They must be given the opportunity to register the cooperatives. They will be given the capital, maybe as loans and grants. We have the government beneficiaries, like the one for the NG and GAF from the women rep. Instead of focusing more on we can integrate working women with youth, because you realize mostly it focuses on the older people, forgetting the youth. We need now to integrate and collaborate with these institutions, the government at large. This is agriculture, which is the builder of it's supposed the bigger economy. So why don't we use these resources to give the youths? They have the knowledge, they have the power, they have the energy to do this agriculture. Also in terms of trainings and mentorship, we have those successful people online and even in farm. they have the capabilities to champion for these youths in terms of marketing. We can use that mentorship programs. Like now, what Scanaf is doing, we can integrate also with the government. We work together with the government, and through these organizations, we can be able to assist the youth to develop the market, to develop the mentorship and trainings, and also to develop the capital.
Could you tell us what's your, as a youth who's registered with Kenaf, how has Kenaf helped you to grow in your business?
It has assisted me a great deal because I'm able to get the trainings, like the one which is currently ongoing. We have the module 2 of what we call the agribusiness entrepreneurship. We realize that we get to teach these youths to understand their capabilities. We have youths who are able to do this, but they don't know because they haven't been mentored and trained. And I realized that the programs through which Kenaf does in terms of youth development, it has assisted a great deal. For instance, for me, I'm able to identify my responsibilities, my success. I'm able to identify, I can be able to see the bird's eye view of where I come from and see the opportunities in terms of marketing and also in terms of grants and funds.
As we come to the end, you could give advice to fellow youths on why they need to join and why they need to venture into agribusiness.
Yeah, youths, my fellow youths, we have this issue where we always say we don't have the capital, we don't have the land to do this and that agriculture activities. No, it should not be that way. There are so many ways, there are so many grants and funds there. Like we have the venture capitalists, we have the government institutions. It's that we don't have the knowledge to go and look for these opportunities. There is still training for short terms, like what the Kenaf does. Why don't you join the Kenaf and register with them, and you'll be able to get this support, the trainings, the mentorship, also through the loans. You can be able to identify these opportunities on how you can use these loans to gain the profits, and at the same time you will pay the loans and you'll be able to get the capital to accumulate across the years. What I can tell you is agriculture is a great deal. As I think it was this richest man in Nigeria who said, the next billionaires will come from agriculture, and it's true, it's us. It's our time to shine. And let me tell you, we should never cry that we don't have all the capabilities to do it. We have it. We need to go for them, and we are going to benefit a lot. In fact, we are not going also to look for white-collar jobs. Agribusiness is a great deal. It's a job institution in itself. Thank you.